Good afternoon, Senator Gallego. My name is Natasha Sanchez, and I'm a graduate social work student at Arizona State University that works alongside service members and veterans navigating the transition between active duty and VA care. My purpose today is to advocate for reform in the VA's suicide prevention policy, specifically focusing on closing the gap in services that place transitioning service members at heightened risk. As a longtime champion of veterans, military families, and those returning from deployment, I'm asking for your partnership in addressing a crucial gap in the VA's suicide prevention policy, the period when a service member is transitioning out of the military but has not yet gained full access to VA care or mental health services. The VA suicide prevention policy has made important progress for our veterans. However, one aspect urgently requires reform: the lack of guaranteed and immediate suicide prevention coverage during the transition window from TRICARE services to VA services. As you know, the transition period can often take 90 to 180 days and is one of the highest risk periods for suicide for veterans. Yet it remains one of the least supported within the current policy framework. Closing this gap is essential because the suicide risk does not stop due to paperwork problems. From a social justice and human rights perspective, the current policy leaves thousands of transitioning service members in vulnerable positions. These members who have served our nation bravely find themselves with inconsistent access to mental health care services at a time of crisis because of a service gap they have no control over. Every gap in service represents a violation of the principles of timely, equitable access to care, a core value of both social work practice and veterans' rights. The urgency for this reform is supported by alarming data. The VA's 2023 National Veterans Suicide Prevention Annual Report notes that 17 veterans die by suicide every day, and that suicide remains the leading cause of death for post-9/11 veterans. Research also indicates that the first 12 months of separation from the military carry a significantly elevated risk, with the rates as high as 2.5 greater than active duty peers. And as you know, delays in establishing VA eligibility and wait times in mental health appointments only exacerbate the risk. What I bring to you today is advocating for a formation of a coalition of major veteran service organizations, including the American Legion, the USO, Veterans of Foreign Wars, Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, and many other organizations, to pressure Congress to draw a much-needed attention for the closure of this service gap. With the push of the coalition, the attention and your support, I'm asking for an amendment to the VA suicide prevention policy that guarantees immediate mental health access for all transitioning service members, regardless of their VA enrollment status, coordination between the TRICARE and the VA, so that no service member leaves active duty without a scheduled suicide prevention or mental health appointment, and continues to have automatic eligibility for suicide prevention services during the transition time. Senator, I'm asking you to use your authority as a legislator to champion this amendment, to bring it before the appropriate committee, and help build its support. Your leadership could ensure that no service member is left without proper care during this delicate time. Your service and your role in Armed Services Committees, along with your work advocating for military families and veterans, makes you a crucial supporter in this amendment. With your support and the power of the coordinated coalition of veteran service organizations, we can meaningfully strengthen the VA's suicide prevention policy and protect the lives of those who've protected us. Thank you again, Senator Gallego, not only for your time, but for your service and for your ongoing commitment to our veterans and our families. I'm grateful for the opportunity to advocate for this reform and to fight for the health and safety of our service members and veterans. Thank you.